Mike and Heather will be taking their skills to exotic Coleman, Texas, and the Rio Grande outside Langtree, Texas. And despite the fact there's plenty of game, the time grows short, deer disappear, and they have to take it on the heels, cross country with a trained tracking dog to bring it back home. Mike and Heather are traveling this time on the wildlife.
It's about the hunt, more than the kill. Sometimes it's living a dream, other times it cuts like a knife. You take your road, I take mine. The only one I know, they call it the wildlife.
The Wildlife is brought to you by Schmeiser Archery and in part by Broadhead Barn, Yeti Coolers, Commando Hunting Products, Burt Coyote Luminox, Lakewood Products, and Trophy Ridge.
That's how you smozzer ties.
Are you shooting the world's finest broadhead?
Can your tree stand do that? I didn't think so. Now with a Twisted Timber, you can. Hunt for that mature whitetail from the crooked and twisted trees where he lives. No tools or shims needed. Hook it, level it, and hunt where you need to. Get a Twisted Timber tree stand and hunt where no man has hunted before.
Can your bow case do this?
Is it tough enough to protect your bow?
Meet the bow file from Lakewood Products.
Featuring drop-in design with quiver-on storage, accessory and arrow case, all-in-one containment, ATV D-ring attachment, a 10-year warranty, and it's TSA approved.
Serious hunters demand serious equipment.
Get serious. Get a bow file.
That's how you smozzer ties.
Are you shooting the world's finest broadhead?
And I'm proud to be just who I am.
Coleman, Texas is a beautiful place with a mix of deciduous trees and cactus, exotic birds and familiar game. Good thing the weather is good because Mike and Heather will be putting on their dancing shoes to avoid sliding on that cactus today on the Wildlife.
You know, each year we get a chance to go out and hunt Abilene, and this year we had a chance to head to Coleman on our trip to Abilene. And you know, I was kind of excited to see what was coming in, and we had, you know, a few doe come in. It's a private ranch. A good friend, Steve Castile, had invited us down, and so not quite sure what to expect in Coleman, but We had sat down and chit-chatted with him the night that we got there. You know, obviously there were some nice cull bucks that he wanted to take out if given the chance. Lo and behold, the 6-point cull buck that Steve had talked about actually came in, and there wasn't any thinking about it. I knew I was going to take him.
Granddad was a dairy farmer, but he died in the Paris mill. Daddy says he's gonna retire, but
You know, I decided to stay back and give him a while to expire.
Great job. Great job.
Hey guys, we're up here, Coleman, Texas, right outside of Abilene, doing a little hunt before we head over to Abilene, do our annual hunt with Aaron Watson. They've had a nice 6-point, 7-point coming in here, and we're hoping to be able to snatch him up tonight. And
Unfortunately, it was getting dark, and I called Mike in, and we kind of decided amongst the group to just hold off and head back out the next day. There wasn't a lot of blood to follow. Next morning, after the hunt, we decided to go back out and see if we could locate the buck. We decided to call in Chad Davis. He actually owns a tracking dog, and it's a Texas state dog. The dog's name is Lacey. You know, I felt a little better knowing that we were going to have some help at tracking, and if we could get this dog on a blood trail.
Say something, Chase.
Wow.
Lacey has a very good record of tracking these animals and locating them, so my hopes were high. We spent about an hour tracking, and the terrain is so crazy. I mean, it's covered in cactus, and you know, it's all rocks and up and down mountains and cliffs, and I mean, it gets crazy. It was kind of getting warmer the later in the day, and it's exciting because the dog actually wears a bell. And for me, you know, as long as I could hear the bell, I kind of thought, okay, she's on to something or whatever. And the bell stops, that means, you know, she's probably discovered something. And so your heart gets to racing when you no longer hear her bell. But this pup was all over the place. We had got a thumbs up from Steve that, you know, that Lacey had found my buck. It was kind of a long trip down, but, you know, it ended good, and I was happy.
Watch that right there.
We made a recovery on the deer that I shot last night. Went back to camp, reviewed footage, looked like a good shot. Tracked him a little bit last night, didn't want to push him, so we called it off. Back here this morning, we called in Chad Davis and his dog Lacey, and she was able to track him in about 298 yards from where I shot, so she did a good job, and I'm excited.
I felt like it was a pretty good shot. You know, I'm not sure if you know, getting out of the blind too soon, tracking, caused this buck to go further than, you know, what it should have with the shot that I made. You know, or it was just the adrenaline of the buck. You never know, but it's always, you know, the patience of being a hunter, that just comes along with it, just, you know, having to sit it out.
Put a smacking on this beast right here. Hunting sassy. Stay tuned, guys, you're watching The Wildlife.
Though things went a little to the dogs in Coleman, Texas, Heather's good shooting paid off, and her buck was found. Next, we find Mike on the Rio Grande, facing his own rocky landscape with little trail to follow. Will his deer disappear? Next on The Wildlife. The Wildlife is brought to you in part by Discount Wheel and Tire, Martin Archery, Vanguard, True Flight Manufacturing, Glow Peep, Elusive Wildlife, and Hips Archery Targets.
That's how you smazertise.
Are you shooting the world's finest broadhead?
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I never knew. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
That's how you smazertise.
Are you shooting the world's finest broadhead?
And I'm proud to be just who I am.
We're here at the Rio Grande near Langtree, Texas, where the Jimmy Sutton River ranches sport weird alien landscapes and game galore. This time, Mike will have to unravel a little riddle as he hunts them down on the wild bite.
Day one. I'm back here on the Rio Grande, just outside of Langtree, Texas. It's one of my favorite places to hunt, but we had a bunch of does come in. Had a pretty good 10-pointer come in. I never could really get the shot I wanted before he took off. So we're gonna sit here a while and see what happens, and hopefully maybe get a good buck. I got my dad down here with me again. Whew, alright guys, we're back down here on the Rio Grande. I just smoked me a doe. Didn't have any good bucks or anything come in, so I thought I'd go ahead and shoot another doe. And beautiful country down here. We're at it again. Nose running a little bit. I love this stuff right here. I got Jimmy coming up the road to get me. Blew all the way through her. I think we smoked a good doe down here on the Rio Grande. It's a good looking arrow.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun to go to the Rio Grande because it's a really neat place, and when you get there, it's like you're really like you're on another planet. Everything is so different from the hills and the canyon. You wouldn't even think there'd be any living creatures out there.
There she is, right there, man. Down in the canyon. See her right down there? That's some hard trailing right there, not very much blood on the ground. Slide down this thing. This is the first place where we find blood, right here, right where she's at. Crazy. Didn't bleed a whole lot. I mean, look at that shot, man. Perfect shot. The hole on the other side is just right tight behind the shoulder, going in downwards. Great doe, old doe down here. Jimmy said he needed us to help him manage the doe population, so here we are. We gladly help out because there's some good eating deer right here. If you ever get a chance, book you a hunt with me. Sutton River Ranches down here on the Rio Grande. And you're watching the wildlife, baby. Right here. She's about 3.5.
3.5. And when Gerald shot that deer and we thought it was a Coleman mountain,
yeah,
Murray said all you have to do is take
tear duct,
a Q-tip and scrape the tear duct, and they can tell you, because they do cross with a whitetail. Murray said.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I don't know.
But look at this. Look at the hole in it. That's where it went in. I'll show you this. That's the angle of that. I mean, why wouldn't it bleed anymore than that? That's crazy.
Man, I can't. That's the only blood right over there that I've seen. Hot dog's not interested in that. Hot dog wants a wiener.
Sometimes we'll cut the back strap out of one or the tenderloins or something like that, and throw them on the grill and eat them in camp a lot of times, you know.
We got the camp cook right here, Mr. Charles Ray.
Yeah, I always love carrying my dad on these hunting trips when I can and stuff. I mean, he's a great hunter. He's one that taught me pretty much everything I know about hunting and trapping and stuff. And yeah, we had an alternative motive with him because he's such a great cook. Our camera guy, Caleb Ballard, he was actually hunting down there himself with his longbow. And
I'm hunting with Mike Ray. I got this nice 10-pointer, and I'm tickled to death with him. Stay tuned, because there's going to be more to come.
Our master guide right there.
Master guide here.
Hot dog right here.
Hot dog on camera, main dogs in the hospital.
My baby's gone now. She's headed southbound.
But this was our last trip for that year to go out and do a hunt. Carried some good guys down there with us, and carried my dad along, of course, and we had a really, really good time.
This late November.
And they call me Last Minute Mike down there because on so many trips I always wait till the last day, last evening of the hunt, last lighting of the hunt to shoot a buck. A lot of times I try to wait, and I want to get the biggest one that actually comes in, whatever I see, you know. And that's kind of how it happened. This buck had come in several different times, and he hung out for a while. And I was waiting and waiting to see if anything, you know, bigger was going to come in, and it kept getting darker and darker. So I decided just to go ahead and shoot this buck, and sure enough, it was just enough lighting to get it done.
My gosh. I didn't think we was ever going to do it, man, when we just smoked a good Rio Grande buck down here in the last few minutes of daylight. As you can see, it's pretty dark. The last day we're going to be here, I just put the smack down, and he's just down right out there. I don't think he went 50 yards. We'll have to go see before it gets too dark.
Made a great shot. I think it was a 35, 40-yard shot on this animal, and it just looks good. Luminoc hitting him like it did, and it was a cool deal. I had a lot of fun. He didn't go too far.
Excuse me.
How cool was that? That's how you do that on the wildlife. Check out that shot.
Hey folks, this is my 8-pointer I got this afternoon. It's the last day of the hunt, the last afternoon. We're headed out early in the morning, headed back home. We got like a 10-hour drive. It's pretty nice little buck. It's the biggest one I saw this afternoon. I thought I'd go ahead and take him out of the herd. Pretty little deer, pretty Rio Grande buck. Man, he didn't go 40 yards. Made a good recovery on him. Got some good footage for you guys to enjoy. Stay tuned for more of the wildlife.
This blood that's running through my veins. Well, it's made me who I am today.
We're here on Sutton River Ranches with Jimmy Sutton. We got my dad, Charles Ray. Got him a nice buck with his crossbow. Got Keith Holge, got him a good one with his bow. This young man right here, he got a nice one with his long bow. And then we got Mr. Trammell here, Jim Trammell. He got a nice buck and a doe with his bow.
We had a really great group of guys that we carried down and stuff, and we always have fun. And if you ever get a chance to book a hunt, by all means do so. It's a lot of fun. We go to a lot of great places. Join us sometime.
It was a shoot 'em up for Mike on the Rio Grande. And Mike worked day and night for his trophies. Stick around for Mike and Heather's parting shot with a guest shot from Heather's son, plus bloopers, next on The Wildlife. The Wildlife is brought to you in part by RattlingForks.com, Fox Stump Grinding, Van Zandt Custom Knives, Fur and Feather Taxidermy, Woody's Meat Market, Performance Paint and Body, Crawford Electric, and McQueen Propane.
That's how you smazertise.
Are you shooting the world's finest broadhead?
Nice going, Spencer. I can't believe we broke Old Man Hennessy's window.
Correction, dude. You broke. I just threw the ball.
This is really bad. What are we gonna do?
We?
Go to the door, ask for the ball back. Are you serious?
It's my ball, Myrtleback.
You're so dead. I'd run away.
Yeah, to Uruguay.
Kiss your life goodbye. Sorry.
Let's go. See ya, dude. See ya. You got me and your well.
Nice one. Some friends you are.
Keep smiling, keep shining.
Hi. Tell him it was an accident. And we can fix the window. Come on. I'll come with you.
Loyalty. Pass it on.
You go first.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
That's how you smazertise.
Are you shooting the world's finest broadhead?
And I'm proud to be just who I am.
It's always a great time hunting out with Steve Castile. Thanks for the invite down, and also thanks to Chad Davis and his awesome dog Lacey for helping me track my deer.
Try to join us on one of our adventures sometime.
Follow the Wildlife Crew on Facebook and Twitter.
Thank you, it's reading.
Follow the Wildlife Crew on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for the invite. What are we gonna say?
I need a haircut.
If you ever want to join, do not say that.
Yes.
So we gotta do it again?
No. Let's get a little bit closer, maybe. Come a little bit closer. And his awesome dog Lacey for tracking my dog.
Tracking your dog? With his deer tracking dog. Or his dog tracking deer.